Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing or Forensics Unplugged. This is going to be an informal video today. I am chillaxing, sugar lumps, with my new BMW M4 that I probably haven't really talked that much about on the channel yet. I'm going to do a review of it soon, but I just want to finish polishing it off, which is what we're going to be doing today, or not finishing, but working on it. But it's a really cool car, guys. I love it. Love it. It's just ludicrously quick, ridiculously quick, too fast for the road. All the things I said, yes. You only need 300 brake horsepower. This thing's got 450, 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. And it's a right old handful, but it's still great. You know, it's funny. It complements the E36 really nicely, which is an old manual car without that much electronic stuff going on, just really nice and light. And this car is like a modern DCT car that's still pretty light, and goes like an absolute freight train. Anyway, and I do love it. I really love it. I think, you know, when it came out, it was like the criticism of it was, well, the price difference, you know, it's like an extra sort of 30-40% over an M4, which it might not be worth it. But I think that price difference has converged, and I got this for a really good price. And the difference between the price on this and a good M4 was very small. And I think eventually the CSs, and I don't think there's that many of them in the UK, will become valuable. I mean, the carbon ceramic option is really nice. It's so easy to clean. We've done a video on that I'll be bringing out later on. It's so easy to clean. So little brake dust, obviously. So love that. Not that many negatives with this car. Some compromises is a better word. Now, let's go over here. Rupes Uno Protect. One step, polish and sealant. Do my Italian. Hey, mamma mia. Never do humour. I've just done, you know, on the main channel a promotional video with Rupes on the product. So we're kind of featuring it. We're telling you more about it, how to use it and stuff. This is an informal video where I just talk about it a little bit more while I'm with you. And so far, so good with this product. There's not much to say other than it works. It works, and it's pretty easy to use. So, and it's pretty cheap as well. Not cheap, but you know what I mean. Let's just make sure we're paying attention here. I've got my cloth, I've got my little tool, I'm all dust free in here, and the car is clean and contaminant free. So we don't need a lot of this now. And I've got to be careful because I've done some sections there and on the back. So I'm going to just do that section and that door and that bit there, and whiz along there quickly today. That's all I'm going to do, because I'm using the black car outside. You know, that's staying outside at the moment. Eventually, I've got this, I'm waiting for my daughter's birthday, and then I'm going to give her that bike, and then it's coming out of this garage, and it will go in the shed around the other side. I've got a replacement shed. Nearly. I've got a replacement shed that's going to go there, that's bigger than that other one. And then what I'm thinking is I'll put the toolbox in that shed, which isn't ideal, but you know, nothing's ideal. And then what I'll do, I was going to put both of those in there, and then I can get one car. Then I've got more space for this car at the front, so I haven't got to do the, you know, amazing parking feet every time I bring it in. Look how close it is. Look how close that is. If it does touch, it touches the number plate, so it's okay. Can you imagine how difficult it is when it's that tight? I sometimes have to leave the car running in neutral and like push it forwards and backwards, which is no good. So once they're out, I'll have like another foot and a half, and it'll be easy just to bring it in. I'll have to get it tight to those cupboards, and then I can put the black car here. And that's really important in winter, I think, or else you're chasing your tail a lot, but we'll see. What I'll probably do is keep all my critical important stuff in one column of these, and all my critical stuff that I use, so that sprayers, in one of these. And so just have one of those and one of these in here, and then put that one and this rack in the garage, and I'll keep all my bulk stuff in the shed, out there, because I don't often need to use these. And that will probably work, actually, because I only ever use one wash mitt, and I've got, like, for example, 1, 2, 3 drawers of wash mitts. So just really thinking about it, I would need one of those, one drawer there with my essential polishers, my drying towels, my glass stuff. That's really it. And then I could have another one spare. I need some applicators and stuff. So yeah, that'll all go outside, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah, just really don't like the idea of having a toolbox in the shed. That sucks, but there we go. Now let's get on and start talking to you while I'm polishing. So if I pop that in there, you should be able to see me. Problem is I can't see what you're seeing, but that looks pretty good to me. Let's go wide. There we go, look at that. And take this and this. Now, should probably take all this up. I'm just going to stay away from it. I'm just going to stay away from this plastic stuff. You saw how easy it was, really, to polish this car. And that'll do. Oh no, we might as well do this whole bloody bit. Let's just do this whole bit. Are we ready to start polishing? Let's put this on my shoulder. Yeah, you probably don't want to polish with a zip, or jewellery or whatever, but I do, so if you don't want to, take it off. Right, let's put some of this polish out. Let's turn that back a little bit. Okay, then we'll just crank up and polish it for 2 passes, 2 quick passes. Speed 4 roughly, maybe a little bit more. That's quite slow, wasn't it? But I just want to make sure that camera hasn't moved. Just want to make sure that you know, we give it all a good polish, because there are swirls. There are swirls in here. So, oh, I need to leave this on the panel for. Well, just leave it on the panel and come back buff later so it dries off. So that's fine. So, I know doing that it's exactly what I did to that section. It's just going to leave the panel looking really, really nice, because it's been pretty well cared for, the car, which is lovely, which is what you want. So this is a very, very easy thing to do, and it's very relaxing. If you're a perfectionist, well, not perfectionist, if you're just going to work to a better standard than I'm working at the moment, you'd get a mini tool, like even a nano tool, you know, like the hybrid nano or the PXE80, and polish right into there, because that's an example of an area where the big pad can't really get into properly. So, you know, I haven't polished that bit well, but it's fine. It's the standard I'm going to be working to. I should really get the PXE out, shouldn't I, and just whiz a bit tighter around this bit. We'll see. Really polishing this lower lip section, you'd be better off using a 3-inch pad than a massive pad, because it will just stall the pad out, you know, on a bigger machine. So yeah, I've talked about that before. We're really just going to be doing sort of like very fast paint correction, because that's what I want to do with this car. We're removing hardly any clear coat. Yes, some of the fine defects we are also filling, but the car's going to look amazing. When it's out in the summer, you don't want to see all those swirls. That's the main thing that I want. I just want the paintwork to not be plastered in swirls when you're out in the sun, and just for the car to look glossy and have a little bit of protection on it. That's the name of the game. It doesn't have to be complicated, and it isn't complicated. Half the thing is just being lucky enough to have a garage, so I can plonk the car in here and plug away at it, you know, nice and slowly. I don't really need to use tape with what I'm doing. When you're doing heavy cutting, you know, and if this car was swirled up to hell and back, and you polish this bit, and then you don't get in there and polish under here, you can leave little patches of very noticeable swirls, and that's when it looks a bit bad. And you're using more product, the chance of you sort of slinging it and dusting it up with the heavy compounds that are generating more heat, cutting more, will stain the rubber more. That's when tape comes into it. If you're careful, you know, you can see where I'm going with what I'm doing. There's very little on here that I need to worry about tape-wise. This is not rubber. It's this actually needs to be polished separately. So probably when I've done all of the car, I'll tape up either side of this and just get probably a cone polisher might even be the best, but even the 1-inch pad, and just whisk over that. Again, or you could just do it very, very quickly with the AIO. Always get that TLA wrong. What's a TLA? 3-letter acronym. You could do it very quickly and just wipe the polish off, you know, with a cloth there and then. But it's all about, you know, if you're a perfectionist, you can take that little bit of time and just get your results 1% better for that extra kind of time. That's really what detailing should be about. But also, it's entirely, I just spotted a little stone chip there, look at that. It's also entirely up to you. How you do it, and how you keep your car and what you want to do with it. I want next year in spring, hopefully, what's that, another say 5-6 months away, I want to be tearing round some racetracks in this car. So that means, you know, it's not a car that's going to be a show car. You know, it's a car that's going to be used. So I want it to look good. I want it to be clean. I want it to be nice. I don't want it all stinky inside. But like, my biggest detailing tips, and the thing I always do with my cars, it's just something I've said from day one, is I don't keep anything in them. So like, there's nothing in this car. There's nowhere to put anything. Forget about that. But there's literally nothing. There might be a cloth in here. No, not even a cloth. This car is totally empty. Less, I think I might have. I've got a sanitizer spray, you know, in there for the old anti-COVID juice. I always forget that's in there. And that, all I do for the inside of the car is keep it empty, try not to fill it up with mud, vacuum the footwell out with that thing often, and I wipe down the interior quite often. And I have already, because believe it or not, it's about a month ago I shot a video, probably about 2 months ago when I got this, protecting this leather. I have put some more colour shield on there, so I've done it twice, because that's part of my protection routine on this car, is to keep that bit and this bit of leather covered in shield, so it doesn't abrade away with my considerably large derriere buffing against it every time I get in and out of the car. So it's been a really informal video. Love this car though, love this car. Anyone in the know, what are these wings made out of? Because my magnet doesn't stick to them, but I think they're metal, because I took paint depth gauge readings, I think. So they're either plastic or metal. They feel metal. Maybe it's aluminium or something, who knows? No, it's not. If it's non-ferrous, I don't think I'd be able to read it. Don't know. What are those wings made of? Bonnet's definitely carbon fibre, roof's carbon fibre. That thing's plastic. Yeah, that's plastic. And the car is absolutely incredible. Incredible. Like, the acceleration on it is ludicrous. Just put your foot down. Just, it's so quick. So you've got to be very, very careful now, especially in winter conditions. But it's such good fun, the car. It's got so much. When you get these tyres warmed up a little bit, even on the road, you get a bit of heat in them. You know, get them going. Give it some heavy brakes and, you know, a few good corners. When they warm up, they really, really do feel good. They're Pilot Sport 4S's. I've never run them before, and I can't wait to see what they're like on track. But I think they're going to be a really good tyre. The decision will be whether to put cups on them, you know, Michelin Cup 2s, or keep with these 4S's. And I think the 4S might be the more sensible option, actually. But the Cup might give me an extra half a second on the track. We start getting obsessed about getting your times down when you're not even racing anybody. It's like the feeling you're getting the maximum performance is addictive. What else is going on, guys? So I've just got to put together and finish the edit for the Rupes video, which is going to be cool. You know, I have to edit that properly. You know, I can't do a video like this. I have to get some more products in, keep the channel going, so explore more brands. So I've said before, I've asked my patrons what they want me to look at. They've said stuff like Shiny Garage, some spray that they do, Vasco, one of my patrons, Paddy, I think, Good Luggage, fellow YouTuber, tells me I need to check out something called Vasco, which is a pre-wash, but it's hard to get in the UK. You've got to get it from Ireland, I think. It's not cheap. It's like a pre-wash tar and glue remover basically. But if it's not hydrocarbon based, that's going to be really interesting. What else? People want to see a new brand called Stana Gloss, so I want to check out some of their products. What else? What else? What other brands were on that list? I think someone said Valet Pro beads. Someone wanted to check that. I've got the Car Pro lift that I'm checking out now. We've done a lot on abrasives really, so I probably want to ease off abrasives a little bit because I've just done so much abrasives, you know. And yeah, you know, you've got so much choice. Really, if you get on with the abrasive product, great, you know, keep using it. People put in the comments, they're using this and they want to try this. And my sort of question is, if you're using something and you're happy with it, what are you looking for from the new product that makes you want it? And if the answer is, I just want to try it, fine, go and try it. But if you're getting good results from an abrasive, you know, whether it's a single stage pure abrasive or an AOI or, you know, or a glaze that's for hand use or whatever, that's it. Just carry on using it really. Only change if you fancy exploring stuff, or it costs an arm and a leg and you want to try something a bit cheaper. So we're trying to keep the volume of stuff that we cover on the channel sensible. A lot of people tell me I don't cover enough ground, but I don't want to cover too much because it just, you know, I want to limit the kind of recommendations a little bit, or else it just becomes, holy crap. You know, the channel's supposed to help you decide what to use. So that's why, you know, I'm quite set in my ways with what I use. I'm a big fan of built hamber. You know the stuff I like. Koch, big fan of Koch. I love the Geon stuff. This Rupes stuff is pretty damn cool. It's new to me. I'm learning about it more as I use it. But the DA abrasive line is really good. The Uno's great. So I'm probably gonna invest in a mini Rupes polisher as well, which is a bit ridiculous, but you know, I can justify it with the channel. So I'll probably get the little LHR 75 as well. What else do we need to explore? We've just done tyre dressings. We could do APCs, but I think that's going to be a bit of a damp squid. Glass cleaners, yes, we'll eventually do those. Although PVD just did that. I know how they roll, and you know, you're almost better off buying the magazine and looking at what they do, because they test them so thoroughly. So, but we could still do it. We could still do that. We could do glass sealants. There's millions of things. We can revisit stuff. Let me know in the comments what you want to see. But the priority now for me with the channel, it's hard to maintain two channels. So the Unplugged channel's been a bit slow, hasn't it? Because it's just hard to do two. You know, for over 5 years, it's very hard. So sometimes it does have to slow down, unfortunately. The Unplugged will always be raw stuff now, no edit, done on my phone, and as soon as I finished it, boom, upload it, done. That's just the easiest way to shoot. Yeah, so, but the main channel, we will get rolling again with that and pushing again with that, hopefully. You know, winter's always a bit of a dull time, but we'll start churning out more product stuff with that. So thanks very much, guys, for watching. And this is very informal, isn't it? And I'm going to now turn the camera off, get back to doing some polishing, and have a great day. It's going to be pouring down with rain in a minute, so it's a lovely day just to spend polishing a car, and I'll see you soon.